Yes, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. So at the moment, whilst things are pretty slow on the Tottenham Hotspur front, let's have a look at the world of football in general. Now, of course, most people who come to my channel start by being Tottenham Hotspur fans, but we're getting more and more fans from other clubs. And you know what? There is football other than Tottenham. And it's always interesting to know what is happening in the world. Are there any signings that we really like? Any signings that you think, wow, great business? Maybe Spurs missed out on that, or what a good signing for Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, City, Villa, Newcastle, Wolves, whoever it may be. There's lots going on at the moment, isn't there? Players are moving left, right, and centre. We've got the World Club Cup. You've got clubs looking for new managers. Owners are selling their stakes in businesses. It's all happening, and it's that crazy time, isn't it? It's that crazy time between the end of May and mid-August where everything just goes crazy for June, July, and the beginning of August, doesn't it? Everyone wants to find the next best thing. Everybody needs that new striker, that new centre half, maybe a new goalkeeper. Everybody needs something in the transfer window. So let's have a look, shall we? We're going to have a little look at some of the things Romano said the last 24 hours or so. Ben Jacobs as well. Ornstein, Plettenberg. Got to love a bit of Plettenberg for all the German football news. And maybe there'll be some breaking news. It's always great when there's some breaking news. Today, we're going to be looking at James Trafford, Kerkez, Pogba, Rooney Bardghji, Keith Andrews, who looks like he's on his way to Brentford. Darwin Núñez has given the thumbs up to go to Napoli, but now Napoli and Liverpool have to get the thumbs up between them as well. So this is going to be very interesting this summer to see what happens. Smash the like button, people. There is a poll as well. Listen, there's 27 likes. We should have 100 likes immediately. Smash the poll as well, which is simple. Who has had the best transfer window so far? The options are Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, or somebody else. Man City currently have 26%. Liverpool at 69%, Chelsea at 3%, and somebody else, I don't know who that would be, somebody else at 1%. I'd be really interested to know who are the three people that have said somebody else. Who are we looking at? Maybe Arsenal? Who are we looking at? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to Bourbon Buzzards talking about Eze. Lots of reports that Eze is going to get done in the first week of July. I guess we'll have to wait a week to find out. Obviously, Tottenham's financial budget year starts on the 1st of July, which means that they're not going to put through any signings this side of July. So when people are going, oh, we're not doing anything, what's happening? I get it. It makes sense. Now, it doesn't mean that deals can't be happening in the background. So I'll be really, really peed off if there's no deals going on in the background. But I wouldn't hit the panic stations yet. What I would do is hit the like button. There's over 150 of you in here and growing and only 36 likes. So smash that button. Big up to Finn Rickwood. Big up to Marianne as well. Marios. Gerard Goldsmith said late again. Every YouTuber, you set your show for 3 o'clock, you start at 5 past, right? So that you can allow people to build up and grow. It's just kind of how it works, my friend. Big up to Steve in the chat. How you doing, bro? Hope you're well. Big up to Moose Adam Bailey. I like that. Moose Adam Bailey. Big up to you. Big up, Moose. Are you the same Moose from yesterday? Have you just changed your name? Big up to Riggs as well. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to Ryan, to George. Robson Frank is here. Look at these, George and Ryan. All these people are channel members. And Moose and Mark's a member. Rob's a member. It's all happening, isn't it? It's all happening. Good morning to Drula. Drula is a franker. Oh, be careful, Drula. Be careful. I just got a message from somebody who hated me because I didn't like Ange and said, if this falls apart, under Thomas Frank, we're coming for you hard. And I was like, oh, okay. What you're going to come for me for what? For not rating a football manager? These people are so weird. Guess where he's from? He was from Australia. Of course he was. Of course he was. You said something bad about Ange Postecoglou. Oh no, Ange is gone. Good morning to West Coast Spurs. Tony out there, big up to you. Big up to another member, Aussie Frank Lover. Hope you're well. Another member, Shem Tan. It does. Most teams will be waiting until 1st of July to announce things or to start their transfer business. Big up to another channel member, Tony Rodriguez. How you doing, bro? Hope you're well. Ryan McFarlane's in the chat. Andy Lloyd is here. Yes, we did get tell. Emma Morton, very generous with the super stickers. Maybe we're going to have a super sticker party. Big up to you. Hope you're well. Really appreciate that, Emma. Thank you very much. You've been very generous lately. Good afternoon to you. Here's Simon Raff. How you doing, Simon? Hope you're well, my man. Hope you're well. I think you're Arsenal. Moni D has said even Napoli doing better than Spurs. If they add Grealish and Nunez to De Bruyne, it's what Spurs should be doing. Yeah, but the difference is Napoli are league winners in there. They're going to challenge for the title next season. Tottenham aren't a league winning team that are going to challenge for players like Kevin De Bruyne. I hear you, but I think we've got to be realistic about the players. Contrarians Ovs, says Ace Adventura. Big up to you. Big up to Mustafa. Big up to who else? Howie Eyes. It says ça va bien. Love your realistic takes and sober analysis. Sober. I am sober. Yes. And my analysis is sober. Delivered in an entertaining way. I try my best, my man. As I said, we've got big things coming up for you soon. Watch out for the Spurs 5. Watch out. Not one creator, not two, not three, not four. 5 creators starting a brand new channel. The Spurs 5. Big up. Look out for that. Myself, Stell from Tottenham Away, Sean Butler from Spurs Talk Show, Johnny Ham as well from Football Inc. and also Lubo from everywhere. It's going to be a brilliant channel for you. Jackie said, how is selling your whole defence a great transfer window? Who's that about? How is selling your whole defence a great transfer window? Who are we talking about, Jack? I need some context around that. Who's sold their whole defence? Who did we say had a great transfer window? Don't know. Exactly, Alf. It's our broken watches. I'm not even wearing a watch. Look, I've got nothing on me at the moment. No wedding ring, no watch, nothing. Got nothing on me at all. Nothing. Big up. Good afternoon to you all. Hard as in a rat. Exactly, Mark. He's like, we're going to come for you hard. It's like, that sounds a little bit naughty, doesn't it? I loved it. Honestly, I'll show you. I thought it was hilarious. Where are we? I love it. When I get comments like this, I just think it's hilarious. So look, here we go. I don't know if you can see at the bottom there. Can you see at the bottom there? It says, and you're coming after you hard. It says, so it's a bit blurry. It says, because if this fails, then we wanted and you're the wanted and you're coming for you hard. Oh, you lot berated him. You called him clueless. You disrespected him because he didn't come through the European football system. That's where they lose me. You see, this is where you know they're idiots. Okay. And for me, it had nothing to do with which system he came through. He just wasn't very good. But these people, oh, it's because he's Australian. No, it's not. He's not even Australian. He's closer to my heritage than yours. I'm Greek. He's Greek. Greek. This bit of me is Greek, by the way, if anyone wants to know. Look at my nose. The Greek bit, the beard, these are the Greek bits. The Greek bits. How dare I insult Saint Angelus of Tottenham. Big up to you. Australians, Celtic fans and East Asians love Ange. Yeah, but again, I suppose it's different, right? If he goes to Barcelona, he's Barcelona don't need to use him as a first team player. They can do that. I just think if we go and get another kid, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Big up to Manny Singh. Big up to you as well. Let's start having a look, shall we? Big up to Jonathan Grant. So woke up this morning and remembered that we have Frank and not Ange. Bang. That's how I feel every day. That's how I feel every day. Okay, you're talking about a realistic Calvert-Lewin. I love it when people do this. I mean, I've not mentioned Calvert-Lewin in any way, in any way, shape, or form. It's me saying we need realistic signings. There's a big difference between saying go and get Kevin De Bruyne and go and get Dominic Calvert-Lewin. But sure, you crack on with that theory, my friend. I do like it. Very good fun. Someone said Bournemouth had a great window because of the money made. No, but Bournemouth's window will be great depending on who they bring in, right? What Bournemouth have done is made themselves a lot of revenue. But listen, clubs like Bournemouth know what they are. If people come in and start ripping them apart for their players, that shows how well they've been run and how well scouted they are. Linda has said Tanganga, 1.2 million buyout clause from Millwall, homegrown, club trained. Wouldn't surprise me. Him, what you got? You've got Dennis Churkin, you've got Tanganga, you've got Romain Mundell, Carl Walker-Peters. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. How come you can sign people for your show during the transfer window and Spurs can't? Listen, Spurs are an anomaly in the world of football. Yeah, exactly, Paul. The other night I want men. Now they're coming hard for me. It's all very sexy, isn't it now? It's all got very sexy. Good job that I put on my thing. This content is not made for children. Hey, it is what it is. 2 trophies in 25 years. I hear the 1st of July thing, but price can be agreed. Get him in for a medical photos interviews. Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not doubting that at all. I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying from next week, you're going to see a lot of clubs work. Got to remember as well, a lot of these players, oh, what's that on my hat? I don't like that. Where are we? There we go. Bit of fluff that won't leave. Okay. A lot of these players will be coming back to their clubs in the first week in July as well. So listen, there's lots to be taken into account. Absolutely. I don't care where he's from. They just use it. It's easy to say, isn't it? Oh my God, you're European. You must hate Ange. Why? Because he's Australian. I love Kylie Minogue. What? Yeah, I liked watching Neighbours and Home and Away when I was growing up. Oh, I enjoyed watching Steve Irwin on TV. I think Shane Warne's a good cricketer. What has his nationality got to do with anything? These people crack me up. Absolutely. Eggy Beefy, lovely name. Any news on Mbuemo? I haven't heard anything. I don't think we're in for him. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You've missed my morning show. Only today. I've not done one. It's only today. I'll be back on Wednesday. Tomorrow I've got a show at 1 p.m. with George on my channel. So it's just today and tomorrow. And then they'll be back from Wednesday. Don't worry, mate. Don't you worry. They're not going anywhere. Alf said, did you see the France under-21s? I did. My first time watching Tell for a full 90. He was so bad. I think he's a moments player, isn't he? I think he's a moments player. But look, let's get to some, exactly. I was a huge fan of Harold Bishop. Jack has said, I doubt Bournemouth had PSR problems. They've just been stripped because Kepa was alone and they had no control on Houston transfer and just taking the big money. Jack, I don't think you understand how these football clubs work. The moment a big club comes in for your player and you are making that sort of profit and the player says, I want to leave, they're going to go. I don't know how you don't get that. Yeah, quite possibly, George. Quite possibly. I think we'll probably see 1 or 2 that have been linked and then many that haven't. And I would expect that to absolutely be the way. Anyway, let's move away from Spurs. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look and start with Mr. Ben Jacobs, shall we? So Ben Jacobs, what's he been saying? Let's check and make sure this is the start. Ben Jacobs. There we go. No, hang on, that's not what I wanted. There. Here we go. I'll tell you what, this is, let's start with this one. I think this is a good signing. I think this is a really, really good signing for Everton. I think Kenny Tete is a really good right back. Just goes about his job with no fuss, no nonsense. I think that's a good signing for Everton Football Club. If I'm not wrong, is getting a free transfer. Look, Ben Jacobs here has said Everton are optimistic of signing Kenny Tete on a free transfer. The defender set to leave Fulham with talks over a 3-year contract at Goodison Park advanced as at Fabrizio Romano first called. Listen, I think that's a really good deal. I've got no problem with Kenny Tete as a player. I've said for a couple of years, I wouldn't mind him as in my squad, as a rotational right back. I think he does a good job. He's quick. He's strong. He likes getting the tackle. He's got a good engine. No problem with that. Let me know in the chat. What do we think about that? Everton getting a bit of a good signing there. And, he's going to be going and playing for David Moyes, who we know is a good manager, can set up a defence, will have the team working hard. For me, that looks like that's going to be a really, really good signing. Kenny Tete to Everton on a free transfer. Reezy, again, not a Spurs fan, everyone. He's again, it's so weird. Let it go, man. Your guy's gone. Let it go. Geek to back and said, yes, Guehi deal waiting on Kwanzaa to come back from Euro under 21s. Well, the Kwanzaa deal I saw was done, but we'll get to that in a minute. I think that if Liverpool get Guehi as well, I remember Spurs fans saying they wouldn't want Guehi at Spurs. Liverpool, the league champion, is just going to go and get him. That's where we're at as a fan base. We wouldn't want players like Mark Guehi. Not all of us, but some of us. Anyway, back to this one. Really good signing for me. Kenny Tete to Everton on a free transfer. This and that has said, wait, Savva, why did you have Chelsea as option there? Both City and Liverpool have had a much better window so far. Yeah, but I was asking a question of you lot. I put down some of the clubs that have done a lot of business already. That's how it is. But I think he's a good, solid right back. I've got no problem with it. I've got no problem with it. Reezy, Mark Guehi absolutely starts at centre-half for Tottenham Hotspur. This is where you get silly. Mark Guehi absolutely starts at centre-half for Tottenham Hotspur. He's fit every week. He's good in the air. He's a leader. He's a captain. I don't understand why Mark Guehi wouldn't start for Spurs. So he's good enough for Liverpool, but not Tottenham. Is that what we're really doing? Is that what we're really, really doing? Mark Guehi's from Lewisham. Big up to the Lewisham boys. That's where I'm from. Lewisham. I'm not there right now, but that's where I was born, in Lewisham, just down the road from me. Delhi 20, it cracks me up. When I see people say things like that, mate, like, oh, Guehi wouldn't start for Spurs. It's like, what? What on earth are we talking about? How on earth does Mark Guehi not start for Tottenham Hotspur? It's absolutely ridiculous. Geek to back. It is absolutely crazy, isn't it? We turn our nose up at so many players, and then we say things like, "He wouldn't start." Sorry, in what world is Mickey van der Ven a better defender than Mark Guehi? In what world? I'll ask the question. Let's be brutally honest. Why is he better than Mark Guehi? Because he's quicker. Mark Guehi plays week in, week out, always fit, plays for England, always fit. And suddenly now, why is he not good enough to start centre off Tottenham Hotspur? This is where, and this is what you can tell these fans. Andrew, did you? Andrew, did you really? That's where I lived until I moved out from my mum's. God, we're going back 20 years ago. God, how old am I? No, way more than 20 years. Yeah, I was born in Lewisham, grew up in Lee Green. That's where I lived. I lived in Lee Green for 20 odd years. So yeah, very, very interesting. Big up to you. I just don't get it. I just genuinely don't get these fans. This is why when I say things like Reezy's not a Spurs fan, he's an Ange fan, anything I say, he goes against. Mark Guehi, no, it wouldn't start for Spurs. Yeah, sure. That must be why Liverpool are signing him. Absolute craziness. Absolutely craziness. Sav, under any circumstances, did you buy a player who previously turned you down? Yeah, absolutely. Listen, there might be many reasons why someone turns you down and then you might want to go and get them again. I don't see anything wrong with it. Harvey, I think your club should get Richards from Palace. Well, listen, I think Richards is a good centre-half as well. Excellent in the air. Absolutely brilliant in the air. But again, we're doing this thing where no one's better than any player we've got. But yet, when you say, why we finished 17th, oh, but Levy didn't back him. It's like, well, hang on, all the players we've got are great according to these fans. Is Guehi always fit? Yep, isn't he? Let's have a look. Tell you what, let's have a look. Is Guehi always fit? Mark Guehi. I think he's an excellent centre-back, me. Let's see, Mark Guehi. Let's see how much he's been injured lately. Mark Guehi, so last season played 45 games, 35 in the Premier League, and then 10 in domestic cups. 10 in domestic cups as well. So he had 6 in the FA Cup, 4 in the League Cup. So he missed 3 Premier League games. So for me, if I'm looking in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in his last 6 seasons, he's had 40 plus games 5 times. Only one season where he's not managed more than 40 plus games. I would take Scalvini all day long. Mark Guehi, your compliments to him so far. I said he's excellent. He's excellent in the air. He's a good leader and captain. He's good in the tackle. He's composed on the ball. He's part of a very good Palace defence. I'm not really sure what you don't like about him. Rob, this is what I don't get. But Rob, this is what we do, right? This is what we do. We see a good player signing for another club, and I wouldn't have got in at Spurs anyway. It's just what we do. Just what we do. Let me see if this is Tottenham news. February operator as a contract that runs to the end of August. There we go. It's crazy. He'd be an improvement on Danso. He'd be an improvement on Romero and Van der Ven as well. If Romero goes, we need someone better in the air. Sure. Must be why Liverpool are buying him, because he's as bad as you lot make him out to be. Ain't Isak supposed to go to Liverpool? I saw a rumour. But hey, it is what it is. Savva, I don't think Guehi is better than Van der Ven, but I agree he's better than all our centre-backs except Romero and Van der Ven. I'll ask this question. What's Van der Ven done to show that he's better than Mark Guehi? I don't understand. What have we seen? What have we seen? I just think we're hilarious. I think we're such a funny fan base. We're a very funny fan base. No one's good enough. The champions of England are going out and getting Mark Guehi, but wouldn't get in Spurs' team. Yeah, sure. Okay. Sure. There you go. Well, yeah, sure. Sure. I just don't get it. He's available. He's fit. He's a leader. Plays for England. He's decent in the air. He's good across the ground. And I agree, Leon. I agree. Big up to you. Chloe, big up to you. Been a member for 11 months. Sorry to hear you're at work. You're a Crystal Palace fan. How good is Mark Guehi? Tell us, Chloe. Chloe, tell us now. How good is Mark Guehi? James said, if Van der Ven is better than Guehi, why aren't Liverpool trying to buy Van der Ven? Here you go. Right. Isn't it funny? Everyone wants all these players that apparently no one's good. Guehi isn't considering Tottenham for non-footballing reasons. I really like Mark Guehi, but your analysis of him seemed weak. He's fit. He's always fit. You're not listening to what I'm saying, Jack. You're being an idiot. I saw you do this yesterday. Listen to everything I've just said. On this channel, I call out trolls like you. Listen to everything I've just said. Don't just quote the things you wanted to hear. Hate it when people do this. Vicario, Guehi, and Van der Ven. Good luck defending against anyone with height who will fill the box with crosses. Yeah, because Guehi's terrible in the air. Must be why Palace are so good at the back. Man City has reloaded. It's ridiculous the amount of talent they have. Yeah, absolutely. I think, I mean, I need, but sure, but I need to see Van der Ven do that before we can claim it. For me, I've seen Van der Ven play for 2 years at Spurs, always injured. And then when he is playing, I see that he's part of a defence that lets in goal after goal after goal after goal. And yet our fans go, Van der Ven and Romero are amazing. All right, why don't we win every game that they play then? If they're amazing, why do we concede so many goals when they both play? I just don't get it. I don't get the hype. I just, and listen, Steve, that's where I am with him. That's where I am with him. I think he's a good defender, but I want to see how he defends week in, week out without his pace. Because if you're relying purely on your pace, that doesn't tell me you're a great defender. That tells me you're really quick. So we'll see. We will see. He won us the final. Okay, so 1 goal line clearance. Honestly, our fans are, as I said, our fans are very easily pleased. Tottenham fans, very, very easily pleased. Right, let's have a look. Let's move on then. So Kenny Tete, this, completely agree with you. I want to see Van der Ven more when he's got strikers running at him and he's not in a one-on-one foot race. Absolutely. Let's see how good someone is defensively. Let's have a look. Ben Jacobs. There you go. Milos Kerkez en route to Liverpool ahead of formalising his move. A 40 million fee as revealed. And Kerkez has agreed a 5-year contract. Liverpool hoping to complete the medical on Tuesday. What a great signing. What a great signing that is for Liverpool. This boy can play. Quick, strong, not the tallest, but he really is strong. Has a wonderful cross, as we saw firsthand against Spurs last season. Loves to get in the tackle. I think this is a really, really good. I think this is a really, really good signing for Liverpool. Andy Robertson's been a great player for them for many years, but just starting to get a little bit older. That for me is a brilliant signing. Then when you add that to Frimpong, add it to Wirtz, possibly getting Guehi, lots of other players being rumoured as well. I think they're having a very good season. Where are we? Let me know what you think about Milos Kerkez. Great scouting yet again from Bournemouth. And I do feel for them. It is the way football is. It is that kind of food chain, right? Where you know if you have a good season. Hang on. It's when I see trolls like this, I watch video every week. You should be getting behind him and support. What does that mean? Who said I wasn't supporting him, getting behind him? What? Where did this man get that comment from? Honestly, like I want this to be a show for adults. This is a childish comment. Just get behind him. What does that even mean? How do we judge VDV? He's been at Spurs 2 years. Guehi been at Palace 4 years. I judge VDV with my eyes, the same way with anyone else. I judge him with my eyes. He's a good player. He is. I think he's got a lot of weaknesses, and I want to see him in a back four where he's not playing that high line. We're going to see that this season. Let's see how good he is. I'm not saying he can't be great. I'm just saying I need to see it. And that's the problem. He has got hamstrings like Rice Krispies. Andrew Kiddle has said if Guehi played for Barcelona, Madrid, Bayern, Liverpool, City, a lot of people would be saying he's top 5 in the world. Look, Andrew, for me, walks into Spurs' team. I think we're all full at the back. I really do. I think we've been exposed. I don't think our players are as good as many think. But we just love to knock every other player of clubs that do better than us. James T said, spotted Kerkez at the start of the season. What a player. Yeah, really good. So let's talk about it. It's mad. Really good player. I really like this lad. He looks like he's just got that grit, that determination as a player. Looks like every time he plays, he means it. No, there's no half-heartedness. He goes into tackles. He flies up and down that wing. Geek to back and said Kerkez is a younger version of Robertson. Could well be. Yeah, exactly, Martin. Wouldn't get in our team. God, he walks in above a doggy. Leon said Newcastle in for Scalvini. Yeah, good player. Good player. There are good players everywhere. If Newcastle are in for him, I haven't seen that myself, but that would be a good signing for them. Van der Ven is better than Kerkez. One's a left back, one's a centre half. I'm not sure what we're doing there. Great sign of them, but again, a player we don't. Reezy, I'll play Reezy. I'm going to put Reezy just. I'll put Reezy in a timeout, by the way, because he just antagonises me every time he's on one of my shows. No one's talking about Kerkez for Tottenham. We're talking about transfers. Not everything is about Tottenham, all right? Not everything. Yeah. It's just what we do. It's just what we do. Liverpool signed Kerkez and we're linked with Shirkin, despite us having the spending power on parity with Liverpool. Well, listen, look, I feel like the moment if we had gone in for a player like Kerkez, you know, he's not going to come to Tottenham anyway. He's going to go to Liverpool. Bless me. But as we said on last night's show, I think the links with Shirkin and the links with Carl Walker-Peters are more about club trained more than they actually are for us actually wanting that footballer. Yeah, Liverpool, they're having a great window, aren't they? I love it. Stop the show. Yeah, absolutely. Stop the show. Not discuss football. Just get. I love it. These people watch football YouTube channels and then don't want any conversation about football. What they want is pick a Spurs player. You know, Sarr, superb midfielder, can't get better. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they want to hear. I've got my reservations about Udogie. I'm hoping that Thomas Frank can work with him. I think defensively he's frail, I would say. Let's see. I give him that. I give him time because he's worked under such a poor coach in Ange. Bristolian. I'm from South London, mate. As I said, I'm from Lewisham. Bristolian? Nah, mate. Nah. How do you part with your fan base? I just find it funny. I find it very funny. I can always tell the fans that actually understand football and those that don't. Because those that don't just say stupid shit like, oh, just get behind them. I mean, it's just such a stupid, childish thing to say. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Really? Okay, so we've had Kenny Tete on a free to Everton. Milos Kerkez having a medical tomorrow at Anfield. There you go. There's some big news. Crystal Palace confirmed that Woody Johnson has signed a legally binding contract to purchase Eagle Football's 43% stake in the club, of which John Textor owns just under 30%. The completion is pending approval from the Premier League and Women's Super League, but no issues expected. Palace to stay in the Europa League, which even without John Textor's sale was always anticipated and is set to be confirmed in the coming days. So not just player transfers. Not just player transfers. You've got owners and part owners selling part of the football club and their stake in football clubs. Obviously, we all knew about the whole will they, won't they saga. Will Crystal Palace be playing football in the Europa League? And then it was, well, hang on, Textor. John Textor owns shares in another football club who are also in Europe. So it was like, oh, will they, won't they? He sold his shares. So there shouldn't really be any problems there. Interesting. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I don't sound Bristolian. I don't pronounce a lot on my T's a lot of time. Says a lot about how difficult the league will be when the champions are strengthening massively and we're sat back waiting. Our back is good when they are fit. I'd love Guehi. He walks all over Cootie. I would say that when they're all fit, I need to see a bigger sample size. I've seen many a game where they're all fit and we look poor. But again, how much of that was Ange and the system? I genuinely don't know. You've got to remember as well, said this yesterday, Liverpool's financial year to buy players went from the 1st of June. Ours goes from the 1st of July. So I'm not expecting a lot really until July. And that's why the Danso and Tell deals would have already fallen into last year's business. So that's why. But if we get a week, 2 weeks into July and nothing's happening, then I'm pissed off. then I'm going to be pissed off. Big up to Phil, says we have to keep VDV and Romero, in my opinion. Be worse off if we didn't have them. They miss a season between them every year. Make that make sense. They miss a season between them every year. I don't understand how people don't grasp this common problem that we have. Big up to everybody in the chat. Did we even win the Europa League? I don't know what that means. I don't know what angle you're coming from. Foxy said, didn't Dennis Jurgen come through the Spurs Academy as well? He did, which is probably why we're looking to get him. I don't know if we are, but if we do, that'll probably be why, because he would be club trained, Foxy. I mean, they've only played about 15 games. And if you actually look at who they played against with the big boys, they didn't beat them. Just saying. Terry said we're light years away from winning the league. Oh, for sure. I think next year has got Man City and Liverpool written all over this title race, depending on what Arsenal do. I mean, if Arsenal go and get Kerkez and another couple of attackers, they could be. At the moment, it looks to me like it's going to be Liverpool and City shooting it out. We're acting like we lost that final. How? Who's acting like they lost that final? Why? And make that make sense. I don't understand. You're doing that thing again where you say things with no context. We're acting like we lost that final. I don't know why. But you also know this style of football Ange played caused major injury issues. Sure. But if you actually go back and look at their histories, Mickey van der Ven and Romero have got a history of injury issues. So we can't say it was just Ange Postecoglou. I happily have a punt. Palace and Glasner to win the Europa if they keep a good squad of players. Well, it's going to be the thing for Palace, isn't it? If they lose Guehi, if they lose Eze, it's how do they replace these players? So let's see what Glasner and Palace do. But this is the problem. Clubs get ripped apart. It's always the way. So I got the hiccups. Alex, as I said, yeah, listen, wait until July. If things don't move. Oh, I've got hiccups. 1 second. Hopefully that sorted it out. Let's wait and see. You're saying the Spurs aren't moving. I mean, look how much Spurs did in the space of 2 weeks from Levy coming back from holiday. Are we just forgetting that? We did a lot as a football club in that 2 weeks. Stanikus said, no expectation, no disappointment. That's my outlook. Sure. It was 100 players. Aren't Palace going for Diamond? I believe so. Yeah, we saw last week that they were going in for him. Good player, slightly rash at times, but young enough to get that out of his game. Let's see whether they do. Let's have a little look then. So that was Crystal Palace. Here we go. Now it is interesting one from both Ben Jacobs and Alex Crook here, saying that Brentford are closing in on the appointment of Keith Andrews, obviously looking for a new manager after Spurs went and took Thomas Frank. And Keith Andrews, who's well regarded clearly at the football club, he was part of Frank's coaching staff, and it looks like they would want him as the manager. Says here that Brentford are closing in on appointing Andrews as the manager. Andrews is now in advanced talks over stepping up from set-piece coach to replace Thomas Frank. Fellow former Republic of Ireland international Damien Duff has also been considered as backroom staff. So let's see. We'll see what happens there. Is Keith Andrews going to take over at Brentford? Can he continue doing the fine job Thomas Frank was doing? Are Brentford going to be ripped apart? They've lost Flecken, but gained Kelleher. They're going to lose Mbuemo. Who will they get instead? Let's see. Let's keep an eye on that one. That's going to be very, very interesting. Big up to, I think I missed a comment now. I saw from Chloe said, just watching back. My dad was born in Lewisham. All the best people were, and lived in Lee Green. That's exactly where I lived. Yeah, Lee Green. That's where I lived for 20 odd years. I'm not there now though. So if anyone's thinking of going to find me there, that's not where I live. Arsenal busy deciding between Kerkez and Sesko still. Listen, I'm guessing neither of them are easy deals to get over the line. Yeah. Apparently that was the news. We'll see. I'm hearing lots of conflicting reports. Lots of people saying that a deal's going to be done in July for him. Lots of people saying we're not in for him. We'll see. As I've said, I don't expect anything to happen this side of July. I really, really don't expect anything to happen this side of July, but we'll see. Where are we? Where are we? Let's quickly pop back to the chat, shall we? See what's going on. Before we do that, big up to Paul French, who has said, boo, just helping with the hiccups. Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, listen, I'm normally pretty good at getting rid of them. I just need about 5 to 10 seconds to myself to get rid of them. Big up to you, Paul. Really appreciate that. If Paul can put in a super sticker and a super chat, come on, guys. We've got 412 people in here and 139 likes. You lot got really bad with that. I do not want this to happen at all. Absolutely not. A front three of Salah, Isak, and Wirtz wins Paul the treble. Yeah, I'm always skeptical when people say about winning trebles and quadruples. I always hear this. Not an easy thing to do. Not an easy thing to do, but certainly would be a very, very good, a very, very good front three. Where are we? My money is on Brentford going down. Frank was the second longest serving manager. The boat now has a massive hole. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Look, he's done a great job there, hasn't he, Thomas Frank? It's going to be tough for anybody to go in there and continue that, because when you've got a club that don't spend a lot of money, when you've got a club that constantly need coaching, let's see, how do Brentford kick on without him? Can they? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Let's go back to Ben Jacobs, see what else has happened. We knew that one with John Texter. This lady is the 1 millionth fan, Rachida El Mori from Virginia, who was attending her first live game. She was the 1 millionth fan. Well done to her. Mark Guehi won't extend at Crystal Palace Football Club. Ben Jacobs said Palace want to sell. The asking price is more like 50 million with add-ons. Ben Jacobs provides an update on the future of Mark Guehi. I didn't think he'd stay there. He's got 1 year left on his contract. Just confirmation that Leicester City are expected to sack Ruud van Nistelrooy after July the 1st. Leicester want to avoid firing two bosses in the same financial year. There you go. So lots of stuff happens depending on the financial year that you're in. And I do think sometimes as football fans, we forget that. Let's move away from Ben Jacobs, shall we? Let's move to, should we go to, let's have a look at Ornstein. Here we go. Here's David Ornstein. What's he saying? Anything lately? Just confirmation there that Milos Kerkez is set to fly into Liverpool. 40 million. 40 million pounds. What a great signing that is. Again, it's what we paid for Archie Gray. Let that sink in. Ornstein, that was on June the 20th. So we knew that about, he hasn't really posted a lot lately, has he? Which would suggest not a lot's going on. Not a lot's going on. Gareth Bale, yada, yada, yada. Anton Semenyo, we knew about that from Tottenham from last week. Let's go to someone who we know will be very busy. Let's go to Plettenberg before we wrap up with Romano later. Plettenberg, Theatre Arp to a dense ball club is a done deal. That's a mouthful in itself, isn't it? Frimpong, no. Let's see, is anything Milos Kerkez? I've got a feeling we're going to need to go to Romano here, aren't we? He obviously posts a lot. Ernst Tanner, the sporting director of Philadelphia Union, on a potential move for Thomas Muller. So Thomas Muller was offered to us. I still have a good relationship with his agents, but financially, it's absolutely not realistic for us. LAFC are Bayern's partner club. I'd be surprised if he doesn't go there. And there you go. FC Barcelona are now pushing to sign Rooney Bardghji. The 19-year-old talented winger has many options, but he's keen to join Barcelona. Understood. Personal terms are almost agreed. The deal is close as advanced negotiations are underway. Let's see what the last bit there says. His contract with Copenhagen is valid until December of 2025. this year. So again, a player that a lot of people have talked about, but listen, when the Barcelonas, when those types of clubs come in, he'll be learning what from Rafinha, Yamal, Nico Williams, people like Lewandowski are there. I mean, you know, what do you do? What do you do? Big up to Paul Watkins, who's kept the super sticker train alive. Big up to you, Paul. That's very generous indeed. Always very generous is Paul. And a lovely picture of that dog in the bath, I believe that is. I might be seeing that wrong, but I see that in the bath. Thank you very much, Paul. Very generous indeed. Really appreciate you. Paul French is coming again. All the Pauls have come in. Said, are we doing the Eze deal via Klarna 2020? Well, that's how most clubs do their deals. Most clubs don't pay up front. They'll give a fee up front and then stagger it. All of the football world does that. I know that people have a pop at Levy about it. That's how they all do it, my man. Thank you very much, Paul. That's how these clubs do it. And then the two Mark show, the Cookmeister, the Top Geezer, all the news. What more could we want? Try my best, mate. I'm trying my best. We'll get you as much news as possible. I do think that next week is when we're going to see it start kicking off. By the way, please smash the like button and subscribe button if you haven't. Only 154 likes. Getting really concerning how much I get watched and how little I get likes. And on the subscribe button, we are 360 away from 19,000. Foxy has said Luka Jovic released on a free from AC Milan. Again, at one point, he had a fantastic reputation, didn't he? And he's kind of just lost his way a little bit in the last few years. But, you know, he had a very, very good reputation. Let's see. Where are we? Chloe, big up to you, has said, Guehi was part of a defence that conceded one goal throughout our entire FA Cup run and captained us to our first trophy. Listen, I agree with you. I think he's a top defender that our fans will look down upon. We look down upon everyone. We look down on every player. Every player we look down on. Apparently no one's good enough for Tottenham Hotspur. Manchester United have made contact with Christopher Nkunku to sound him out over a possible move. Interesting, because Nkunku, for me, when Chelsea signed him, was a top player. Through injuries, lack of game time, whatever, it just hasn't worked. But I'm a believer that, is that because he's a bad player or is it because he needs a new challenge? We will see on that front. We will see on that front. And big up to Robson Frank, been a member for 13 months. Big up to you, Rob. Thank you very much, my man. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Where are we? Let's go back in to see if Plettenberg said anything else. Kerem Alashbegovic to RB Salzburg is a done deal. There you go. Max Vibe, is it Vibe, will undergo his medical at Burnley today. So it looks like he's going to Burnley. And then, as we know, here we go. Let's move to Romano, king of transfers, isn't he? Really, as we know, where is that one? Let me find it. I'll come back to those ones. I'll come back to that. Here. Negotiations between Newcastle and Burnley for James Trafford are underway. Club-to-club talks continue as the deal can happen from July. So expected to accelerate from next week. So again, that magic July word. A lot of clubs that can't do deals or won't do deals until July. Now, this is an interesting one, right? Because you've got Nick Pope, who is the #1 goalkeeper at Newcastle. Now, this is where I always think, wouldn't it be great to have a Newcastle fan in the chat? And then I see Sophie B, who I know is a Newcastle fan. Big up, Sophie. Talk to me. Newcastle, James Trafford, what's the situation? Is he going to be an understudy? Is he coming in to be #1? Is this rotation? You happy about it? Let us know, Sophie. Big up to you. Aidan thinks that Eze will go to Spurs. I bloody hope so. Let's hope we can get that done. George, a question. If you stagger payments on players, don't you just start piling debt on the club, making future transfers difficult? It's what every club does. It's what every club does. George, no one now goes, sorry, 70 million, done, dusted, all 70 million. No, how much do you want? We want 70 million over 4 years. Cool. There you go. There's 20 million. Then you'll get installments for the last 50 over the next 3-4 years. That's how football transfers work now. So all clubs will have debt on what they owe other clubs, but they know they've got money coming in from what other clubs owe them. It's a great big swings and roundabout, isn't it? Shit, we're owed money. Sorry, shit, we owe money. But we're owed money. We owe money. We're owed money. It's just how it works. No, I think, see, I don't do, when people say things like this, it's silly. He's not rubbish, is he? He's not rubbish. Don't like it when people use words like that. It just gets silly. Yeah, I think they signed Pope from Burnley as well. Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's see what happens there with that one. But we know he's going there. Let's go back up to the top. Let's see what was happening. So we knew that was just his pinned tweet is about Zubimendi joining Arsenal. Rooney Bardghji, as was talked about by Plettenberg. Let's see what happens. Details of the move: 2 million transfer fee plus add-ons and sell-on clause. There's a picture of Milos Kerkez flying to Merseyside on a private jet. There you go. Looks happy as Larry, and I don't see why you wouldn't be. Interesting one. We talked about this last week, but again, it's going to be interesting to see Darwin Núñez. Apparently, he's given the green light to Napoli, and he's open to the move. But Liverpool want an important transfer fee. And when Romano uses the word important, it normally means they want a lot of money. They want a lot of money. So it depends what money have Napoli got. They've been buying like mad, haven't they? They just won the title. They're going to be attractive to players. Let's see. Pope apparently linked with Leeds, but Pope wants to stage fight for his place. Dubs. Oh, is that Dubravka? Probably leaving. Interesting. Leeds United wanting Nick Pope. Daniel has said, I think Pope goes to Leeds. And yes, you are linked to Giorgio Scalvini. I like this boy. I think he's a good defender. And I've been waiting to see when will Newcastle make their move in the market when it looks like they might slowly but surely be starting to. Let's see. Big up, George. Hope you are, bro. Big up, Josh. Absolutely saying, please subscribe. As I said, we're now only 358 away from 19,000. Palace want 60 million over the next 3 windows, not years. Okay, that's fine. But you can do it over the next 3 windows. It's still better than in one lump sum, right? Could be a case that we go, all right, we need to raise 20 million. Cool. Solomon, Leeds, 18 million. Bang, there's your money, right? I don't know. Let's see on that one. Donna Cullen is here. Donna Cullen is here. How are you? How much of a letdown has Meslier been? Was praised to be the next great goalkeeper and now is about to be replaced at Leeds. Alex, this is why when people lose their mind about young players, I don't lose my mind with them. Because everyone is called the next this, the next that. He's this, he's great, he's legend, he's a reincarnation of Messi and this, and I wait and see. Now, obviously, you get certain players like Yamal where you go, wow, you're just different. The rest of the youngsters, got to wait and see. Big up to the Rude Boy Sound. The Rude Boy Sound. So good afternoon, Savva. Good afternoon to you. Fans do not understand. No one pays a wad of cash up front. Spurs fans want Levy to break the mould. Yeah, I do feel that Daniel Levy gets talked about as though Spurs do things different to other clubs. Like when they say things like, just go and, like when Eze was apparently 50 million up front, just go and get him. Other clubs aren't going 50 million up front. Yeah, I agree with you. I completely agree with you. Napoli can win the Champions League with Conte. I don't think they're quite there. I don't think they're good enough for Champions League, if I'm honest. Each to their own. Each to their own. Leon says, Savva, can you see Villa possibly getting tested with their stars? The 30th June PSR window. Aren't Villa selling their women's team for like 200 million or something to sort out PSR? Not sure. If not, it's going to be interesting. Vaga Bruce said Scalvini is a great centre-back. Would love him at Barca. Yeah, good player. Very good player. Harvey, I worked for Charlton Athletic and Chelsea. I worked for 2 London clubs, both when they were in Premier League. The Mbeumo saga is laughable. Today it's Spurs, tomorrow it's United. To be honest, though, George, I haven't really seen anyone talk about it for Spurs. I've not seen anyone of note talk about it for Spurs. Plettenberg, Romano, Ornstein, Jacobs. I've not seen any of them say Spurs want Mbeumo or Spurs have bid for Mbeumo. So I don't really hold a lot into that. Interesting, Foxy. Interesting. Foxy bringing a different perspective, saying Scalvini is a talent, but I would stay well away with that injury record. Calafiori. Yeah, I like Calafiori, but you're right. Injuries. You're right. Interesting. Let's see how that one plays out. Let's have a look at so Darwin Núñez to Napoli. Keep an eye on that one. Could be. Gundogan saying, I'm very happy at Man City. Everybody knows that. I'm committed to competition, enjoy my football. I still believe I have several years at the highest level by taking good care of myself. Well, let's see. Let's see. Pep trusts him. Let's see. AS Monaco are planning for an Ansu Fati medical this week. Monaco and Barcelona are completing all the details of the engagement on loan with a buy option clause. Here we go. Still expected soon. We know about the James Trafford one. We know about the Bardghji. We know about Milos Kerkez. PSG have no plans to let Bradley Barcola leave this summer. The management and Luis Enrique all plan with Barcola as part of the squad for next season. And why wouldn't they? Fantastic player. Why wouldn't they? Maybe he wants guaranteed 90 minutes every week. When you play for the European champions, you get what you get. You get what you get. Savva, why don't you care about the youth project? Make it make sense. What are you talking about? Ask that question with a little bit more context and I'll answer it. It doesn't make sense. Why don't I care about the youth project? What youth project am I meant to be caring about? When did I say I didn't? Let me know what you mean. Bastoni does a job at Spurs. We're not getting to that again, are we? We're not gonna fall into this trap of thinking that we can go and sign people like Bastoni. Sophie, everyone and no one. A typical Tottenham Hotspur year so far, but I truly believe that we'll start to see some movement from the first week of July. Eze is the name that keeps flying around. Semenyo is another one. We're linked with a lot of people, but we haven't actually put in any bids for anyone at the moment that we know of where there's any concrete talks. Yeah, I saw this absolute nonsense because he's already left the club. I did see that. I've seen so many reports going around. Ange likes Brian Hill. Ange likes Reguilon. Frank likes. It's all silly. Okay, so you never mention any of our academy talents. You don't rate any of the youth signings. You don't care about developing players like Telmore. I've never said any of this. I don't know I don't know what you're listening to. You're clearly not very intelligent. I've never mentioned any of our academy talents. I talk all the time about Mikey Moore, Luca Williams, Barnett Williams. So I don't know what you're talking about. You don't rate any of our youth signings. I didn't say that. I think Bergval's a good player. I haven't seen Phillips. I don't know what you mean. I feel like you're just making this up. You don't care about developing players like Telmore. I feel like you're making this up. If I get another silly comment from you, you'll just be blocked. You want to sign guys to block them. I want to sign top footballers to make Spurs a better team. You say some strange stuff. Let's go back to here. So Bradley Barcola. Obviously, we had the no place for this. All the racist insult against Rudiger. There, come on. They've got to stamp that shit out. Absolutely. Al Halal are confident to get Theo Hernandez over the line. Other than that, Arda Güler says a lot more Arda to come at Real Madrid. I'm happier now. Interesting. Top young player, Arda Güler. But again, how do you get the game time you want at Real Madrid? I mean, it's a difficult one, isn't it? When you go to that big club, it's very, very tough. It's very, very, very tough to get that game time to become a first team regular in a club that size. I don't think Alfie Devine does. He's nearly 21, right? Hasn't broken through yet. I just can't see where he fits in. Me and you both, Sophie. Me and you both. I'm excited to see what Thomas Frank does with Spurs as well. Absolutely. Where are we? Yeah, George, I know he's a troll. He's a troll. You obviously don't watch the chat. Yeah, he doesn't. Let's block him, shall we? I don't even remember you talking about. Can I just ask, what do you want me to talk about Luca Williams-Barnett? He's not even the first team yet. What is it you want me to say? Spurs have a brilliant young player called Luca Williams-Barnett, right? What do you want me to add on to that? At the moment, we're not even able to get the young players we've signed game time. How do you think they're going to get game time to even more youngsters? It's crazy. Why would I want to sign Grealish instead of them? Well, I'd want Grealish because Grealish is a ready-made international footballer now. Just weird. Just makes me laugh. It really, really does. So other than that, at the moment, there hasn't really been a lot going on so far over the weekend or today. I'm guessing we're going to see a lot more. Over the next starting in the next week to 10 days. Listen, a lot of the big clubs did some moves early doors because of either their financial year starting or because of the World Club Cup. But I expect this to be a very big summer transfer window for most clubs. I really, really do. Let's just check I've not missed any good comments. Eggy Beefy says, but they have Dani Olmo. I don't know what that means. What, Barcelona? Yeah, but clubs like that never stop signing too many good players, do they? Foxy said, Arsenal fans hyped Calafiori as the deal of the summer. And I just said, look at that injury record. Breaks down quick in the Prem, and he did. More adverts than matches. That's what concerns me with Scalvini. Interesting. Yeah, well, we'll see, won't we? We'll see. Savva, question. Does Xavi Simons fit the 8-10? He can start ahead or with Maddison. Yeah, I'd love to see a player like that playing with Maddison. I'd like to see getting lots of technical players in there on the ball. Absolutely. I'd love to see that. I think good players fit in anywhere, the Rude Boy Sound. I really do. Think that good players fit in anywhere. Why are footballers moving to Saudi in the first place? Are they just lazily dumb? It's just an increase in salary thereafter. They should do it on their own by hiring top investors. It's a quick fix for a year. You go to Saudi for a year, you get 700 grand a week. You're laughing. I don't agree with it. I want these players to stay in Europe, but each to their own. Donna, one more, you're gone. I told you, I don't care if you're a member. Stop with your silly comments. Do Spurs need a new number one? Well, not at the moment. If Vicario goes, we will. Not at the moment, but would I listen, if you're asking how good I think Vicario is, I think he's all right. I don't think he's great. But we'll see. There's plenty of channels out there you can watch. It'll tell you how Luca Williams-Barnett will revolutionize. Well, Bill, this is the one thing I'll never do. I love this. I still see these people, any player that signs, any youth player is, how they revolutionize Spurs. How do you know? You don't know. Come on, stop it. Let's put the Kill It Boy into a timeout. He's just being an idiot now, isn't he? Where do I think Moore will go? I think he needs a loan. I do. Would it make sense for him to go to West Brom? Let's see how good he is. Go and play with Ryan Mason at West Brom? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. Obviously, I can't decide the young lad's career for him, but I think he needs a loan. What do you think of the idea of Frank bringing Tony back? I'd take Tony. He offers something different. He's a goal scorer. He's got that bit of arrogance in him as well. I like it. I like that. Oh, hang on. Here's Margot inside the chat. Margot's here. Big up to Margot. Savva, did you miss me? Oh, good God, we're going to do all this again, are we? Interesting. Guys and girls, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much. Just a quick 1 hour on the transfer roundups. I'm back at 7 p.m. for a live fan call-in show. This is where everyone says, I'll call in, Savva, and they never do. Live Spurs fan call-in show, 7 p.m. on this channel. So look out for that. And I will get as many of you on as possible as long as you have your camera on. Big up to each and every one of you. Please smash that subscribe button on the way out as we're heading towards 19,000. Thank you to all the likes. Thank you for all the subscribers, the super chats. Thank you for the stickers as well. And I'll see you in about 3 hours' time for the live fan call-in show. And as always, here we go. Look, we've got Margot Robbie and Donna Cullen arguing in the chat. It's like the old days. Savva, tell Donna she is old and I'm young and youthful. Oh, Sophie, big up. Sophie, if you want to call into my show at 7 and talk about Newcastle, you're more than welcome. Be interesting to get your perspective on that. And the Rude Boy sound is going to be calling in. Big up to you, my man. Right, I'm going to go chill out. Let's see what happens in the next 3 hours. Maybe something happens with Spurs. Alex is going to come on, no doubt, chat some more nonsense about Swedish players. Take care, everyone. Much love. Just kidding, Alex. Love you, really. Take care. And as always, shamelessly, come on, you Spurs.